You know the rules around here. Robots do the painting, you do the guessing, and I give the clues. So again, our first category is the top 20 movie comedy duos of the 20th century. I think it's movies and TV, actually. So movies and TV. Comedy duos. I think you'll get all these. Now, there are a mix of US and British. There's a lot of UK stuff in here, so good luck. Number 20. This pair rolled into pop culture with mellow vibes and even foggier surroundings. They became unlikely box office stars despite or because of their constant haze. Their sketches leaned heavily on counterculture music and giggle fits. Yes, King knows. Oh, I can remember some funny movies. Their sketches leaned heavily on counterculture music and giggle fits. One of their most iconic films is basically a road trip powered by smoke. You remember their first big hit movie? Yeah, King had that suspiciously fast. If I remember the name of their first, yeah, Sandra. Correct. Correct. Up in Smoke wasn't just a movie title, it was practically a lifestyle. In real life, Chief Cheech Marin became an avid art collector. He could have got some of DavidHamsonArt.com stuff. I guess he's still around, he still could. And Tommy Chong went on to star in the 70s show. There they are, Cheech and Chong. Yeah, funny movies. Especially if you were part of the counterculture movement. Like I was in college. All right, number 19. These two are rarely the main act, but they always steal the scene. One talks a lot, the other not at all. Their first appearance was in a New Jersey convenience store. They became pop culture staples across Kevin Smith's View Ask Universe. Yeah, you know this one. Very good. Very good. Comedy duos, of course. Snoochie Boochies. It's the duo that brought chaos to Clerks, Mole Rats, and more. Yes, you are correct. This is Jay and Silent Bob. Jay and Silent Bob. Who knows when Jay and Silent Bob were born? They were both born the same year. Anybody got a guess how old they are? What year were they born? Silent Bob, though quiet on screen, is actually played by writer-director Kevin Smith himself. And yes, he's got opinions, just not always in character. Well, they're not quite that young. 1970. They're both each born in 1970. And of course, time flies when we're having fun, right? All right, you'll know this duo, famous duo. Their chemistry was so electric, it practically rewired mid-century comedy. 1960s. One was a slick crooner, the other a whirlwind of slapstick chaos. Together, they conquered radio, stage, TV, and film in the 1940s and 50s and 60s. I guess they actually appeared in the 40s. Can you believe that? I don't think Lucy's on this one. Lucy! Sandra's got it. When Martin played it cool and Lewis went wild, America laughed hard. And You are correct. This is Mr. Dean Martin and Mr. Jerry Lewis. Though their split was headline drama, they famously reunited on live TV in the 70s, thanks to Frank Sinatra. Interesting, huh? Yeah, Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis, they were in lots of movies. They made TV appearances, the whole 9 yards. There they are. Much drama, yes. Jerry Lewis was all about drama, it seemed like. I don't know. All right, let's go to the UK. They brought British absurdism to your television with a touch of Oxford. One would later become Dr. House, the others known for Q1 or QI and witty novels. The Q1 or QI. Their sketches often mock bureaucracy, politics, and overblown drama. Before House and Jeeves, they were a bit of brilliance. All right. Okay, King, we're going to look for you to get this one for us. It's Hugh and Stefan, those clever lads from a bit of... I don't think they were... I don't think they were Monty Python. A bit of Fry and Laurie. Fry and Laurie. Doesn't sound familiar, huh? They're my age. 65-ish. Fry and Laurie. Born in 1957 and 1959. Laurie's musical talent often snuck into their routines and later bloomed into full-blown blues albums. So they were the original Blues Brothers. There you go. All right. Yes. Stephen Fry. Correct. All right. Let's move on. Number 16. These guys are funny. They proved that you don't have to be smart to ace history. Their speech was heavy on dude and light on punctuation. Here's the key clues. Time travel plus air guitar equals historical excellence. Socrates, Genghis Khan, and Joan of Arc joined their homework project. So these guys traveled through time. They met up with Genghis and Joan, Socrates. Yes. And who were the actors that played Bill and Ted? Bill and Ted is correct. Yeah. Bill and Ted was played by, I bet you'll know one of them. Although he was very young back there. Despite their slacker rep, Bill and Ted's excellent adventure inspired actual teachers to use it as a fun intro to history. Keanu! And, bet you don't know the other guy, Alex Winter. Keanu and Alex Winter. Yes, very good. All right, number 15. They always forget the other guy. Okay, British. They're Britain's queens of parody, taking the mick out of everything from pop to prestige drama. Their bond sparked countless collaborations, including one involving Absolutely Fabulous. That was a show, right? Known for mimicking Madonna, Titanic, and Lord of the Rings. French is correct, and what's her? Maybe her first name was Dawn. but I'm looking for her last name. French is correct. There you go, King. That is correct. Sandra, Steve Martin. Does it look like Steve? I don't know, I guess. Yeah, you had her first name. Dawn, and the other one's first name is Jennifer. So Dawn and Jennifer, French and Saunders reign supreme in sketch comedy. Their Lord of the Rings spoof had them swapping hobbits for handbags. Middle Earth was never sassier. French and Saunders. Yeah. First name. Was it Dawn French, though, and Jennifer Saunders? All right. 14. Let's go back in time a little bit. Their humor was so dry, it needed a lifeguard. They made deadpan an art form long before it was cool. Radio was their main stage, but TV gave them even more space to underwhelm. Deadpan. Their show, kind of like mine, their slow, surreal satire poked fun at interviews and news formats. Now this is going back in time, and I am blocking it a bit. I don't know, I could probably help you just. Now I'm back. Hi, Laurel Hardy. Hang on to that one, though. It's Bob Elliott and Ray Goulding, and they were famous for minimalism meets maximum hilarity. Bob and Ray. You know, I vaguely remember the name even, but this is even before my time. Bob's son, Chris Elliott, continued the family comedy legacy with roles in Get a Life, Schitt's Creek, and SNL. Do you know the guy Chris Elliott? That's the comedy actor. So he's the son. Yeah, I was a little too young for that too. All right, here we go. This sounds British as well. Their Christmas specials were a bigger British tradition than pudding. These guys did Christmas shows. One wore glasses, the other wore exasperation. Their skits balanced physical comedy with punchline precision. They roasted celebrities and conducted off-key musicals like pros. Off-key, I could do that. This was Britain's beloved duo. Do you remember these guys? Christmas specials. Now it is back a bit. One of them passed in 84, one of them passed in 99. So this is probably in the 50s and 60s. This is Murakami and Wise. Murakami and Wise. That sound familiar to anybody? They once got Andre Previn to play all the right notes, but not necessarily in the right order. Kind of looks like Steve Allen. I didn't know these guys, so I have to say, but you know, we're learning something, right? These are a famous comedy duo, okay? Don't forget it, because it'll come up as a lightning round sometime. All right, I think you've heard of these guys. This is back in time, but they were big. They made wordplay into high-speed art. So these guys were famous for fast-talking skits. Straight Man and Goofball textbook example. The Naughty 90s wasn't just a film title, it was an era-defining vibe. Monsters, baseball, and mix-ups. These two had it all. Not Laurel and Hardy. Do you guys remember something called Who's on First? Who's on first? What's on second? Yeah. Doctor's in the house with the bullet. Thank you, doctor. Like I always say, it's good to have a doctor in the house when you're talking about comedy duos. Abbott and Costello. There they are. They were kind of big, huh? Their classic sketch, Who's on First, is in the Baseball Hall of Fame in the Library of Congress. That's double immortality. There they go. All right, down to number 11, and I know you're gonna know the rest of them for sure. We had a couple little obscure British ones there for you. You were putting on him. He's old. Excuse me, so I got a little cough lingering, but I'm pretty much back. You know these guys. They wore black suits, sunglasses, and a mission from God. A musical act that started as a Saturday Night Live skit. Started as a skit. Car chases, soul legends, and fried chicken. That movie had it all. Yeah, you guys know this one. Of course. Jake and Elwood were on a divine mission to save an orphanage. Do you remember that part of the story? All right, so we're getting a little more information here. Yeah. We're getting all the information. It is the Blues Brothers, loud, loyal, and legendary. And of course, it is John Belushi, not Jim. John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd. Yeah, very good. Their car chases through a shopping mall was once the most expensive stunt ever filmed. They drove a car through a shopping mall. I guess they just left all the stuff there and drove it through there, and that's why it was expensive. All right. All right, let's do the top 10. What do you say? Top 10 comedy duos. This one sounds kind of British too. More modern though. Their comedy flips from sharp social commentary to sheer absurdity in a heartbeat. Their sketches feature everything from angry valets to sensitive zombies. One of them is now a blockbuster horror director. The other pops up everywhere from Pixar to sketch spoofs. Doctor! Their sketch about substitute teachers introduced the world to Aaron. Aaron. However it's said. That's right. It's Key and Peele, the modern masters of sketch. There you go. There they are. Modern masters of sketch. Jordan Peele once said their goal was highbrow ideas with lowbrow delivery. And they nailed it. Highbrow ideas with lowbrow delivery. Key and Peele. Key and Peele. There they are. That's it. They're all right. They're all right. You know these guys. They critiqued music videos with more grunts than grammar. Fire, TP, and nachos fueled their adolescent existence. Their animation was crude, but the satire was sneaky smart. Their names are nearly synonymous with 90s MTV. Of course. Anybody know he actually voiced both characters? Anybody know the voice of both characters? That's an obscure bit of trivia. Dumb has never been so endearing. It's Beavis and Butthead. You are correct. The pair were revived for Gen Z, proving that low IQ humor is ironically timeless. And anyway, the same guy voiced both characters. Anybody know who that is? For bonus 100 trivia points. Oh, King, how'd you do that? Mike Judge is correct. Wow. Very good. Very good. Mike Judge. I don't know how you got that, but we'll give it to you. 100 points. 100 Curiosity Corner points. All right, number 8. Magic meets sarcasm in this spellbinding double act. So they were both comedians and magicians. One talks constantly, the other hasn't spoken on stage since the 70s. Their illusions often expose the trick while still blowing your mind. All right. Who knows this one? They've headlined Vegas and Busted Myths with Flair. Yeah, they were in Vegas for years. They had that huge poster on the side of the Rio Hotel for 20 years. Correct, Keith. You got it. Yeah, that's what it is. Despite their persona, both are trained in classic sleight of hand. And Teller has a voice. He just saves it for interviews. And Teller is correct. Yeah. Comedians and magicians. And a great Vegas act. Yeah, I'd say they were there for 20 years. They are. They keep their backs to each other. I don't know what's up with that. They're probably sick of each other. All right. Top 7. Here we go. Oh, you'll remember these guys. They sang, whipped, and bumbled their way around the globe. Their Road 2 films were part travelogue, part roast. One had a golf swing, the other had a golden voice. Wartime entertainers and kings of mid-century banter. So these guys were huge in the 40s and the 50s, and I think one of them went on to a solo career in the 60s. Well, so the one on the left, Sandra has, who was his partner? That's right, Doctor. That's right, Doctor. It was an unlikely duo, but they were in, I don't know, how many road movies were there? Road 2, Road 2, Road 2. Bob Hope and Bing Crosby, of course, is correct. Their on-screen chemistry was matched by real friendship and a fierce rivalry over golf scores. So they were big-time rivals on the golf course. I can see that. Bob Hope and Bing Crosby. You think there were 12 movies, Doctor? Wow. Gonna have to watch them all. Highly unlikely. Highly unlikely. Number 6. They defined sitcom sidekick before it was a thing. One's plans were always wild, the other tried and failed to slow her down. Their chemistry powered the most iconic TV show of the 1950s and early 60s. Whether it was chocolates or grape stomping, they were in it together. Yes, it is what Doctor says. And their real names were the chocolate factory is priceless. The conveyor belt's going too fast. They first succeed by just eating a few of them, and then it gets out of hand. Who knows? Who remembers? Who remembers their actual names? I mean, Doctor had an Ethel and Lucy. That's correct. Here you go, Doctor. All right. You got it. Lucille Ball on the left and Vivian Vance on the right is correct. Though their characters bickered often, the actresses were close friends. Vance once called Ball the best friend I ever had. There you go. I think these guys were probably friends too. They played opposites so well, it became their signature. Slob versus neat freak. Grub versus sweetheart. Comedy gold. They clashed in their TV show that I'll let you guess, but they clicked on screen. Their collaboration spanned decades and stayed fresh. Okay, you got the characters. So who were the real people and what was the show? Yeah. Oh, it was, of course, a movie first. And then I think a different actor played the role of Felix. Yeah, there you go. It is The Odd Couple. It is Oscar and Felix, and the two guys in the movie were Tony Randall. Tony Randall played the TV series, but this particular picture is from the movie. And it was different actors in the movie. Jack Klugman played Oscar in the TV show, and in the movie it was Jack Lemmon and Walter Matthau. Jack Lemmon and Walter Matthau in the movie. That's who that was. Picture was. Very complicated. Number 4. You didn't know it was going to get so complicated, did you? Weekend Update, award shows, and sisterly sets. They met in improv class. Then they conquered comedy together. Smart, silly, and unafraid to go full weird on live TV. From SNL to Baby Mama, they bring brains and belly laughs. All right. So who's this? Well, so King's got one of them. The one on the left usually has blonde hair. That's helpful. Think Parks and Recreation. Their shared hosting gigs at the Golden Globes made viewers wish they hosted everything forever. That's true. They did such a good job hosting the Golden Globes one time. It's like, they should just do everything. Yes, there you go. Okay, we've got them both now. Tina Fey and Amy Poehler. Yeah. Tina Fey and Amy Poehler. There you go. Okay, we're on the top 3. Rarefied air. This is an unlikely duo, but they sure were. One was all fire, the other's all twitchy. That's kind of funny. Together, they brought chaos to capers and heart to hygiene. Their films blended slapstick, social tension, and pure chemistry. Silver Streak, Stir Crazy, and See No Evil, Hear No Evil were all huge box office hits. The ultimate wild card duo. Who remembers? Excuse me. Who remembers? He's got one of them. There you go. That's right. Did you know they were in a bunch of movies together? They did a lot together. It was such an unlikely duo, right? Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder. Yeah, very good. Sandra with the full correct answer. Thank you. Off camera, they were close friends also, though their creative clashes were legendary as well. So they used to fight about the bits. How about that? I can see that. I can see that. Of course, back in the day, there were perhaps some drugs involved in the fights. All right, top two. They perfected the art of misunderstanding. Their banter was charming, quick, and decades ahead of its time. Now, she played the ditz, but was razor sharp off stage. They transitioned from vaudeville to radio and then on to TV without missing a beat. Now, this was a married couple. Yeah, Sandra, that's correct. She, of course, went by her full name. Who remembers the details? Sandra, last time you gave me the full correct answer, not the short doctor answer. The timeless couple that built comedy on loves and laughs. When she retired, George stopped performing with anyone else for years. Yeah, there you go. It was, George Burns, right? And her name was Gracie Allen. Gracie Allen. She actually had a career of her own. Did you know that? Stand-up comedy. There you go. George Burns and Gracie Allen. All right. Well, that leaves us one duo that I'm sure you know. Bowler hats, wide-eyed stares, and perfectly timed disasters. One was rotund and pompous. The other was skinny and confused. Kind of the pre-Jerry Lewis. Their silent films were anything but quiet in the laughs department. There you go. Of course, everybody knows this one. Physical comedy, catchphrases, and emotional charm set them apart. And that's right, it is Laurel and Hardy. Laurel and Hardy. Laurel and Hardy, the gold standard of screen comedy duos. Stan Laurel kept writing gags long after retirement and even personally answered fan mail from home. There you go. Laurel and Hardy. Big in the silent era. You guys still watch? You guys still watch some Laurel and Hardy? I think I do. I think I've seen it. Three Stooges, too, of course. Three Stooges. We didn't have a 3 category, or the Three Stooges would have been on top.